Hi everyone and welcome back to Loft Legacy. My name is Dave. Today I'm going to look at this movie, The Hill, starring Sean Connery. It's an oddity because this was released when Connery was at his Bond prime. It came out between Thunderball and Goldfinger. So you're talking prime Connery at the height of his powers. 1965, it's a British military prison film about a World War II military prison in the Libyan deserts. And it's a brutal film. I'll be totally honest with you. The hill refers to a large hill in the middle of the prison camp, which the prisoners march up and down as a physical punishment. And really it's a study in the brutality of mankind. Directed by Sidney Lumet, it's shot in black and white, which only adds to the sparseness of the desert scenes. Also, it's shot in a very documentary-like manner, and a lot of the shots are handheld, so it's a very kinematic, a film full of movement in quite a static environment. Another plus, it's got a stellar cast apart from Connery. You've got Harry Andrews, a big imposing figure of Harry Andrews as the regimental sergeant major. Then Ian Bannon under him as a staff sergeant, and Ian Hendry as a new staff sergeant who's particularly brutal and trying to prove a point. And it's a power struggle between the NCOs. At a commanding level, Norman Bird plays the commandant, who is totally disinterested. Sir Michael Redgrave plays the medical officer. All he's interested is seeing the men naked at the medical examinations. So you've got the prisoners being treated really badly, the RSMs treating the prisoners very badly, and a power struggle between them, and the command structure, the officer class, which is practically useless. In terms of the prisoners, apart from Connery, now Connery's played ex-Sergeant Major Joe Roberts, who punched an officer out and refused to soldier because he disagreed with the officer. So he's classed as a coward by the RSMs. Then you've got Alfred Lynch, who plays a private soldier who went AWOL to see his family, who's homesick, and he's physically not the strongest, mentally not the strongest, and the brutality is how he's bullied by especially Sergeant Williams, played by Ian Hendry. Then there's Ozzie Davis, who plays a black soldier, and I must warn you that there is quite a lot of racial abuse in this film, and Ozzie Davis plays Private King, who just responds with humour and almost makes a joke of where he is. And the fortitude of the man's amazing in this film. But I must warn you, it's some fairly unpleasant behaviour. We've also got Jack Watson playing another private soldier. Now, Jack Watson usually plays a big RSM like he did in The Wild Geese. He plays a slightly different character. He plays a private soldier, so he's don't expect him to be, doing what he did in The Wild Geese. And then there's Roy Kinnear, who's a big star in the UK, who played Private Bartlett. He's not in great shape. He's overweight, and he's just physically not fit enough to get up and down the hill and do the other physical punishments. One bit of trivia: Roy Kinnear is the father of Rory Kinnear, who plays Bill Tanner in the Daniel Craig Bond films, and also is in one of my favourite sitcoms, Count Arthur Strong. Great actor like his dad. But this cast, this Connery, Andrews, Bannon, Hendry, Lynch, Kinnear, Watson, Sir Michael Redgrave. Wow, for quite a low-key movie, it's set in one prison camp with a big hill in the middle. Yeah, it's superb. Released by MGM on VHS. I've never seen this released on Blu-ray. It's part of MGM War. Another one, buy two, get one free. Well, I didn't buy two, get one free. I remember I picked this up in a sale somewhere. Bought it new, picked it up in a sale somewhere. It seems to be in its original ratio.
Hello, Bat!
So I've not measured it, but the original film format was 1:85:1, and this, you know, pretty much mirrors it. Not too much panning and scanning going on. Strange it's not come out on Blu-ray. It is knocking around on Prime, and I watched it recently on Prime. This VHS transfer holds pretty good. I can't comment on the colour, of course, because it's in black and white. But I've said the black and white does add to the absolute desolation in the Libyan desert. With this big damn sand hill with white painted stones around it, and the rest of the camp's pretty squalid and run down. And I think the only time they leave the camp is one of the officers visits a brothel. It's a film about when society breaks down in a certain environment. It's a sad film. It's a thought-provoking film. Connery is excellent. You can see on the back, you can actually see a colour still of Connery and Harry Andrews on the back. Don't let the black and white put you off. Yeah, it is a bit of a tour de force. Connery is actually quite reserved in it. I don't think he's got a hairpiece on. He speaks in a regular Scottish brogue, and he's a bit throwaway. He's a bit of an angry character. Don't expect, James Bond to be popping up in this. It just shows, even when he was at his prime as Bond, Connery could still act. And yes, everybody says, in his later years he kind of played Sean Connery, but what a versatile actor Sir Sean Connery was, and not just for Bond, he cropped up in lots and lots of different films. This was directed by Sidney Lumet, and they made a film together later on in post Bond. So recommended. It has been knocking around for years on TNT Classic Movies, and I said I saw it the other week on Prime, so I watched a little bit of it on there. Great film, not the happiest of films, not the easiest of watches, but well worth a dive into. The Hill, 1965, starring Sean Connery. Thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon. Apologies everybody, it's me again. When I was putting the tape in for this, something fell out of the box. I've only just noticed a little colour booklet. It's not much, but it's got a wonderful colour picture of Connery. Look at that, absolutely magic. On the back, there's a picture of the prison camp, which is in Spain, not Libya, even though it's supposed to be Libya. But look at that, what an absolutely gorgeous picture. It did say on the back of the video cassette that you're supposed to get some kind of bookcloth on. I've had no recollection of seeing that, and some black and white and a little blurb of the film. So look at that. Look at that. It's absolutely, well, what a nice find. Never throw anything away. That's my motto.